We asked Dr. Stewart to give us a brief update of research at SUNY Downstate.
So the main thing that I'd like to share with you is how important the Alumni Association Summer Fellowship Program is. I've had the opportunity to come and speak to the board on a couple of occasions, mostly with my hands out, to ask them about continuing their support for that program. So I told them, but I have a chance to tell you, that we've had a steadily increasing number of medical students interested in doing research, which is a very good thing for us. And in the past, with your generous support, we had a mechanism where we funded students and were able to fund on the order of 30 students. What we did last year, for a couple of reasons, one being significant changes in the College of Medicine curriculum, was we modified the program a bit, reduced the number of students that were funded in total by the Alumni Association. By total, I mean where the full award came from Alumni Association funds, and increased the pool a bit, and by a bit I mean doubled the pool, by leveraging work-study money. And so what we've done is we've taken the top half or so of the student applicants and given them Alumni Association Fellowship Awards, just as we did in the past. So this year we did 22, I think. But then the leftover, the balance of the funding from the Alumni Association, we coupled with funding from the College of Medicine and asked students to look at work study as an option. And with the three sources, we get full fellowship levels for an additional about 30 students. So last year and this year, we're up to over 50 students supported by the Alumni Association in total. And that's more than a quarter of the class, which is really remarkable. And so the entire program has grown in a way which I'm very happy to see, because the faculty really appreciate the opportunity to be able to both train students in a research experience, but also to use them in some of these projects. 3 students that were supported by the Alumni Association are co-authors on these papers. I've only listed faculty here. So it's quite an extraordinary feature of our campus that we have this mechanism. The students generally distribute themselves pretty uniformly across the campus, but many of them are interested in actual translational projects. And the very nice thing about this is the students are the ones who stimulate much of the translation. Many of the basic science faculty have a particular animal model or in vitro model that they're comfortable with. The clinical faculty are used to seeing cases of a particular type, and both faculty members end up relying on a medical student with a lot of interest to cross those boundaries and do a project driven with some of the motivation of the clinical faculty, where it can be tested in an animal model such as this. So it's really a fabulous opportunity for us to drive translational research on the campus, and I'm not sure it would happen really by any other mechanism. So that's one of the main things I want to say today is thanks to you, there are some very interesting projects that have developed and moved the students ahead. I will tell you one funny story. So, well, I thought it was funny. So before Dr. Patu was here as dean, and you'll meet him next, we went, myself and the chair of neurology went to the dean and suggested that all medical students be required to do research. And we had tested this on a group of students, and they were outraged that we would dare to suggest that we require them to do something on top of what they've already been required to do. So we gave up on that requirement idea, but within days after that, a line of residency program directors showed up in front of the first-year students, basically explaining that you'll only get into the particular residency program if you have some research experience. And so right after that, they were all lined up, ready to go. So it's an important part of the residency training. The students get it more than they used to, and it's very nice to see. So for that, I want to thank you, and I'll take questions, some of which I can answer, but others I may defer to Dr. Patu when he gets up here.